Hello, everybody. Oh man, I'm one really tired camper. I had other things that had to get done. It took me a grand total of 7 hours of scrubbing. I just finished. It was so filthy, but then I realized, I haven't. I didn't clean it since last spring. I didn't wash it last fall like I usually do. So I don't have the power back on yet, but it's completely clean. Sparkling white. So power's not on. Had to take out the exhaust fan. It was seized up and plugged up also. So I've removed it. It's up at the garage. I had to power wash it. It was just packed. The pipe was actually, the pipe is 8 inches in diameter, and I bet you it was like only about 5. There was like an inch and a half of dust and duck dander all the way around it. But I've got the fan over there. I've got to take a torch and heat up the center because I can't get the squirrel cage nut out. So it's going to be a little bit of a trick, but I got it all cleaned up. It was really dirty and plug tight and seized. It needed some love. But I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to clean it this fall. That was brutal, guys. Yeah, no, I'm just brutal. I scrubbed and scraped, and it was just, everything was just coated. It was like a year's worth of dirt, So we had all the ducklings last year, and then the winter on top of that. Like, it was disgusting. But she's cleaned up, and I used I found a liter of pure chlorine, and I took a liter of Dawn soap, mixed up a spray, sprayed the whole inside after. First thing I did was I rinsed it all out, sucked it with the wet vac, got it all out, and then I took and I sprayed it all with the soap and chlorine, and then I scrubbed it, and then rinsed it again. So it's totally clean. And the reason this year I used, normally I just use water, but when I was talking to Mark Metzer from Metzer Farms, he suggested I should disinfect just in case, because this is a new batch of ducks. They're not ducks, that were hatched here, that came from the mothers that are here. So like, if there was anything in the barn, it's better if the ducklings get exposed to, if there is anything here, bugs or anything, kind of things that my ducks are used to. But a brand new duckling would have a hard time right off the bat. So the barn is like absolutely, totally, it's clean. You could eat off the floor. That's how clean it is. I wouldn't, but you could. So I've got 32 minutes and my supper's ready. I need to take a shower because it was pretty bad when I was in the barn. I was, even though I had a rain suit on and my hat, there was a lot of back spray, and it was just disgusting water. Oh man, it was dirty. Really bad. Like, it was bad. I'm shocked it took me this long. And actually, I kept checking the time, and I was like, okay, this is taking like far too long, because I honestly, I checked the time, and I couldn't believe it was so late. Because I thought for sure I was going to be done like around the 4 o'clock mark, and I was like literally halfway through the job, and I checked the clock and it was 4 o'clock. I was killing myself. So I'm really tired, and I couldn't have done any camera today, guys. The only way I could have done any live streaming, watching me work, is if I actually had somebody helping me. That would be the only way, like with them on the camera, because I was working freaking hard today. There was no screwing around. It's like it had to get done, because right now I've got the fan running right now. I'll show you. I've got the fan. Oh, you can't see it. Well, maybe you can. Well, You can see the bracket right there. Well, I've got the fan running because I've got the power off to the building, and I've got to get it dry enough to turn the building power back on so the fence will work. So I'm hoping after I eat supper that the barn is dried out enough that I can turn the power back on. Because I had to wash everything. Oh man, it was absolutely filthy. Okay, look at this. The ducks are leaving. Hey ducks, you're not putting much of a show on here tonight. So tomorrow is a lot easier day on Matt's body. It's all set up stuff, and I've got some feeder modifications I'm going to do for the ducklings because of the amount of ducklings we're going to have here at once. I'm going straight for the big feeders. So I had an idea on the feeders, the way I have them, where it's a top off of a bin, and then I've got the white pail on top. I'm actually going to put a bolt through it so they stay together. Doug wasn't a very good watchdog today, guys. I've been here all day working. I was in the barn, like in the barn. Doug, he's been running around all the place, and there was an envelope stuck on my door from my doctor friend, and I was like, his wife was here, and my dog didn't even bark. So I don't know if she walked down my driveway or drove down, because I find it hard to believe that if she drove her vehicle in down the yard, that Doug wouldn't hear the vehicle, because he was sitting right beside the barn while I was working. So I'm thinking she must have walked down the driveway. It's the only thing that makes any sense, or my dog was asleep at the wheel, seriously. So I got to shut the garage up. I'm done. I just wanted to show you I did get it done. It's cleaned, and tomorrow is setup day. Getting the feeders in there and getting the lights set up. And I realized tonight too that I've got to go to the feed store and I've got to get white heat lamps because the red ones screw up the camera. I've been down this road before. They have all the heat, because I'm going to have I think probably 6 heat lamps running, and if I have red ones, the live stream will suck. So I've got to go and buy a bunch of white ones, because everyone I think I've got one clear heat lamp and they're all red. So I got to go pick those up, because we just don't want to have a bad stream, because you go to all this work, then have the camera set up, and then have the red heat lamps just totally destroy the picture. That would suck. So I'm gonna say goodbye. I gotta get my supper happening, and I've got to get the power back on in the barn afterwards. So I got it done. So I just want to let you know.